We're live.
We are alive. How's everyone out there doing?
Just doing what I can, bro. Just stay alive.
Staying alive, staying alive. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
As I was saying earlier, it's just like right now, like everything between, working this shift. I'll tell you what, dude. I love the job, but I'll tell you what, the shift is killing me.
The hours of mortar, huh?
Yeah, well, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday night and Saturday night are 5:30 to 5:30 a.m. 5:30 p.m. to 5:30 a.m. and then Sunday night is 5:30 p.m. to 6:30 Monday morning. So so I spend, and then on top of it, like all my sleeping stuff, like having sleeping problems.
Yeah.
I like like Monday. Literally, I'll go to bed about 7:30. Because it takes a little while to fall asleep. Because your brain is still active and stuff like that. But yeah, that's why I would apologize to a lot of people out there. With not being able to stream so much. The job is just really kicking my butt. So I don't have a steady sleep.
He's
Go ahead.
receiving steady kicks to the rear daily through full toe insertions. We're not talking like little toe. No, we're talking all toe at once. Half foot into rear rectum of him. He just gets off work and sits down and it's like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. I want to curl up in a ball and start crying. But other than that, hey, great news though. Well, I will say, and hopefully this will, we'll keep it going because with Matt and how everything's going on over there with MacKinnon Chronicles. Great news. We got the trade-in proof in the other day. Now they did screw up the trade proof. They didn't get the spine correct, which Matt and Mike got that out to find out what's going on there. They're sending us the proof to us so we can kind of get it in our hands and see what we actually think about it. So we're one step closer to getting stuff finished.
Nice.
So that's a good thing. So yeah, getting Sporkman footage, and yes, I understand it's taken us 2 years, but here's the thing: is we didn't. I hope a lot of people understand we didn't make our funding, so that's what, and we're still getting stuff out. And this is what I love about what Matt is doing with MacKinnon Chronicles, along with Mythics and stuff like that.
Mythics that's in the background. I would have the camera set up, but I was just like, nah, I'm good on that.
But
hey, wait until the stitches are out, then I'll do the face reveal. I'm just saying.
The stitches are out?
Oh no, the cyst is gone, dude. Like,
that's good.
Like the big lump that was right there on the side of my mouth.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, no, it's gone. And want to know what the funny thing is? This is like total me. The spot where the cyst was in that area getting stitched up perfectly fine, no issues. One of the stitches though, my body looked at that stitches and said, "Hey, you, specifically you, fuck you," and rejected the stitch. I have the tied stitch still like. It is some tissue. I was like, okay, that explains why it was still tender there for a couple days. It was because I didn't like that stitch specifically. That stitch.
That's great news. I mean, that's not taken care of. So when we deal with good news. It's always a great thing. It's a blessing, no matter what. And
like I said, I'm looking at one of the first things I'm doing since I'll be getting it sometime next month because the books are already made and so it's backed. Common America 3.
Yep. I got. So
I'm going to do a full Bob Jones review in
cool.
character because I'll be able to go full on without the cis there. I'll
Well,
be
you
able
know,
to actually get into it.
the problem is we got a 4th issue coming.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I
Yeah.
know. I know.
So my only
They just
complaint.
did the Kickstarter first. If they did the Indiegogo first, I'd be on board with the initial run of the, you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
no, they gotta do Kickstarter. Screw Kickstarter.
What, dude? Kickstarter's where they. But anyhow, so my only complaint that I have about Common America, and I did say this to Mark and Tim, I didn't like that they switched from, like, you know, regular floppy to hardcover on the 3rd volume. I really wish they would have, you know, given the option, like you could have got it in either soft cover or in hardcover.
I like the fact that it's hardcover personally. Like that was part of because I'm already spending $15 on a book, and you're giving me with shipping and everything, and you're giving me a hardcover book on top. Okay, I'm game. I am so game.
But the problem, but my only issue is the other 2 volumes, Volume 1 and Volume 2, are soft cover, and then I have this odd 3rd cover hardcover. Do you know what I mean?
That just says that they're getting so good at what they're doing that they can actually do it. But anyway, MacKinnon Chronicles. Matt, go.
Yeah, so Space Opera series starring a ginger and has spaceships fighting other spaceships.
Nice.
Is that right for where we're at on the funding right now?
That is
$885.
No. Looks like Bob's showing the indie. He's showing the Indiegogo, not the Kickstarter one.
Oh yeah. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Indiegogo.
Yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, the Kickstarter, he's almost funded on the Kickstarter, so.
Give me a minute. I'll pull up the Kickstarter. Oh my goodness. Yeah,
See,
why you mooks gotta be giving me trouble here? I swear to God. Here I am. I'm just trying to do my thing with the gentleman, and here you are trying to come along, and you're just making life difficult for the both of us. So now I'm going to have to pop up another thing. Where I find a link to it. So, okay. Alright, give me a minute.
So, Matt, let me ask you this. Do you based on what you saw with Mythics and now MacKinnon Chronicles, you know, are you seeing any repeat customers, you know, besides myself, you know, and so the people we talk with, do you see repeat customers coming back from those other issues on your Kickstarter to this one?
Yeah, I recognize a couple of names on there. I'm glad they're on there.
Okay. So you're definitely seeing some new people, you know, backing this versus backing the Mythics.
Oh yeah, it's funny because the first person on it who backed the Kickstarter is also a comic reviewer.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, apparently he's been waiting a long time for it, so.
Okay. Well, you know, it has been almost 3 years.
I was half tempted to actually have the name be a play on how long it took for it to come out and be like, and the MacKinnon Chronicles, the saga of the space opera arrives.
Well, think about it.
But you got to go ... at long last.
Yeah, well, the problem is that when you start something like the Mythoverse, that takes up all of your time.
Oh no, I get that, bro. I get that. But you know, this is me. I'm going to troll you at least a little bit, bro.
Obviously.
Come on, dude. It would not be me. You would think I didn't love you if I did not troll you at least a little teensy bitty bit.
Yeah, a little tiny bit.
But booyah! Look at that. That is the number that you were wanting to see. 885.
That's awesome. And the thing is, and this is what a lot of people don't realize. Is, how now. I'm sure, like Matt, you're just paying to cover just the printing costs, correct?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So once again, it's another one of those. Pretty much, the book's done. All people are doing is, hey, you want this comic?
Well,
you want this tasty goodness? Pay to get it printed. Come on, you know you want to.
Well, it's not completely finished, but it's enough that I could fund it myself, and then just have it out there for printer costs.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one thing that I really liked. So I guess Beth is not doing the artwork for this, correct?
Correct. It's Travis Martinez, who I started working with back in 2014.
Okay.
Wait.
So that was probably about. Go on.
I was going to ask
the
so,
artists that you were having, like, if I remember right, the whole reason why you halted the MacKinnon Chronicles because your artist was having difficulties with PayPal at the time, which is what led to the Mythoverse being a thing and you working with Beth Varney, correct?
Yep. And Beth I worked with back in 2015 on the original version for Mythics. Which
I thought she had done. I thought she had done some of the stuff for MacKinnon Chronicles.
Well, nope.
Yeah, she did the colors.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I thought she didn't do any of it, but no. Because remember, that was actually one of the first meetings of the minds where he had mentioned he had to stop production on MacKinnon Chronicles for the time being because of problems with his artists and PayPal at the time.
So well, at least we're.
That's why it was the saga of the space opera Return.
Yeah, and there were other things that happened, which one of them is, of course, Mythoverse.
Yep.
So Matt, I'm gonna ask you a question. Because I've been kind of a little harsh on Mythics. I think your universes are great, but I definitely think there was some issues with you connecting on stories and jumping somewhat. Did you fix a lot of those issues in MacKinnon Chronicles, or have you been working on this so long that you actually are you more in your zone? You know what I mean? Because while I love the Mythics universe, I felt that there were some things I was losing, like track of the story in some places. Okay. Do you feel more comfortable writing sci-fi versus writing like a fantasy type book versus, you know what I mean?
I think for the most part, the problems with Mythics happened with the first issue going off the rails.
Right.
The issue, the first issue wasn't exactly the one I wanted to do, but the money constraints of the first Kickstarter was a concern for me.
You had to modify because of lack of funds, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Because and I know we've been around. We've talked about MacKinnon Chronicles for quite some time, and I know you and I are both like really big fans of especially like Starship Troopers, and a lot of that stuff like that, and and I've been really on board with MacKinnon Chronicles, and I mean I honestly, I've been more waiting for this more than Mythics, because I think this is a better story for me, as terms of, I like sci-fi, because I'm a huge Star Trek and Star Wars fan, and I love anything dealing with...
Hey, don't forget Star Wars The Next Generation.
Star Wars Next Generation? What?
That is, if you, like, okay, so the quartering, he's talking about Star Wars or Star Trek, right? And how it went broke and made a reference to Star Wars, and then from that point on kept getting Star Wars and Star Trek mixed up. So he was calling Star Trek Star Wars, and so he said Star Wars The Next Generation. Thus the
I think for me though, looking at a lot of your art, I see a lot more pulled from like, Starship Troopers, along with a lot of the space like the sci-fi, like the 80s and 90s sci-fi stuff. You know what I mean? Back when science fiction actually made sense.
Right.
Not this speculative sci-fi. You know what I mean? Like, Arthur C. Clarke, realistic sci-fi is what I always term everything from the 50s, 60s, and 70s, and 80s and 90s. Early 2000s sci-fi just went right off the rails.
It said to the building, I'm gonna be fuck off out of there. I'm gonna be over in the boonies.
So
yeah.
it's the reason why I'm asking, because especially looking at your battle cruiser and a lot of those designs, like I really see like a lot of 4K in it. Like I said, Starship Troopers, along with other elements and stuff like that. And did you strive for the more realistic, like sci-fi in your story?
Yeah, basically the idea I have in mind is it's gonna be realistic, but in terms of writing it from the story, writing it from a story point of view, I'm not going to sweat the small details, such as how is there artificial gravity on the ship? It's a couple thousand years in the future.
Yeah, right.
I'm pretty sure by that time we've got that.
I don't think Stanley Kubrick in 2001, and along with Arthur C. Clarke, I don't think they really cared about how how science, how gravity worked in a lot of their stuff. You know what I mean? Because that was just stuff that it was like assumed. You know what I mean?
Figure it out.
Oh yeah.
You figure it out.
Yeah. I just, the other day I watched, and I'm sorry to take up the time here, I watched Starship Troopers, and I was thinking back, and I'm like, like how much this could have been if they would have adapted the book correctly, like how much that would have been even more kick-ass book or movie. Like if they would have actually stuck to it instead of making it a propaganda piece. Even though I love the propaganda stuff, I just find it funny. That's just me.
Well, that was supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be hokey. But anyway, MacKinnon Chronicles. So,
yes.
What has changed from when you were first talking about it in the days of early Meeting the Minds and now?
Well, aside from running with a different artist, I also brought on Killbox to do designs, because I think that Killbox, during the time between now and then, Killbox has really outdone himself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I still have the first piece of fan art that Killbox did for MacKinnon Chronicles, and it's amazing how much of a difference he's improved from that to the new cover.
So it's one of those the change you needed to get you to go in the right direction ended up being that push to require a new artist in a way.
Pretty much.
Hey man, sometimes these things happen, bro. Sometimes these things happen where you're like, I have this great plan. Plan gets thrown to the mud. Well, I have to adapt to that. Give me 5 minutes. 3 years later, I got it. I finally got it.
I mean, when you look at Killbox's, especially like his weaponry artwork, I mean that's just unbelievable. When he did that when he did that the Super Mega Sporktron, or not the Super Mega Sporktron, but the our poster cover of him doing the mecha of Shogun C. Like I saw it there. You know what I mean? And that was 2 years ago. And now watching him doing the stuff now, I mean, the guy is phenomenal. The guy, Killbox is a fantastic artist. You know, I like seeing him doing a lot of the concept stuff. Now, was he just primarily doing mostly like the battle cruisers and weapons and stuff like that?
Yeah, as well as the space station design.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that is just unbelievable. And which, guys, if you haven't gotten a chance to look at the Kickstarter, just looking at some of that artwork.
You haven't gotten to look at the Kickstarter? Oh, let's see. I don't think I can fix that for you. I mean, it's not like I had the Kickstarter and the Indiegogo up specifically for. Hey, gee, that character there looks a little familiar. I don't know why. I don't know why she looks so familiar, but here's that delicious design that y'all were talking about. Look at look at that beautiful bean footage. Look at that beautiful.
By the way, there is a mistake though. You have it as her ancestor. That would be her descendant.
Yeah. I was really tired when I wrote that up.
Not a problem, bro.
I'm gonna go ahead and fix.
But yeah, look at that. Look at that stern face. Stern face ho.
I'm looking. I mean, go to the artwork from Killbox. I mean, you look at those. You look at the spaceships, and you look at the the stations and stuff like that. I mean, there's a lot of pull from Arthur C. Clarke. A lot of the, you know what I mean. I don't know if you agree with me, Matt, or not. Like, I'm seeing like a lot of the original, like how they drew stuff back in that time period, like making it realistic looking.
Nope, not realistic looking at all.
No.
Well, with the design, for Space Station, I told Killbox, I gave him a design for, I believe it was a Vernal Sphere space habitat design. I told him to update it, make it look like it should be something that they make for about a couple thousand years in the future.
Right.
And he did.
I like that. I like that he kind of. The other thing too is he also incorporated like the Dyson sphere into the to that second station or the gate. You know, using the Avalon station. You know, it's using that Dyson sphere elements. You know, of building around something. Do you know what I mean? And incorporating it.
Yep.
Now, which is really fantastic. I love the fact. Now, does any will the story take place on some of these elements that you have, like with the station and the gates and stuff like that? Like how much?
Well, we'll see. We'll see the Avalon Station in this book. We'll see how things hit. Basically, a lot of this, what's going on in this book, will build upon, sets down the foundation of how the universe works.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like, if you will, it's you're setting the ground rules for everything now. This way, when in later installments, you don't have to really explain anything because it's all already been explained in the early installments of the story.
Yeah, I also see you open it up, so if somebody comes in and writes something, you at least have that universe set in stone for the person if they want to write something, kind of like the way you guys did with Mythics or the Mythoverse. You know, if somebody wants to write something in MacKinnon Chronicles, they at least have to adhere to what your Bible has, everything has.
That's
you know,
to say World Bible.
Yeah. Correct. Matt.
Yep.
Okay.
So don't forget, he lives in Michigan. All right.
Well, yeah,
he
this is.
He doesn't have the world's greatest internet.
How much actually? So is the focus going to be on the actual ship? Kind of like with Star Trek, where we're looking at the Enterprise and stuff like that. Will most of the story take place on top of the the actual main ship and stuff like that?
Yes.
Okay.
Although my plan is going to be more along the lines of having it. This is kind of like self-contained stories per issue. So next one, I figure go back in time, take a look at how a little bit of Maisie's past, and get to know her as a character.
But you want it to be very episodic by the sounds of it, and do it like almost early Star Trek and whatnot, where everything was episodic. It wasn't like you had an overarching story that was going on. It was just self-contained stories with these people.
Yep, and I figure that if there's going to be a overarching story arc, it'll be something that's going to be foreshadowed in the little details of the book, rather than outright stated.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Nice. Basically, like, the one thing that everyone's been complaining about modern, like, mainstream comics, although DC will have all these, like, major story arcs, but nothing happens in the stories that are going on. Like, it's, everything builds up to a final issue and whatnot, but nothing happens in the individual issues, and it's just boring. Feels like it's just trying to move along the plot. You want to avoid that and actually have, if there is an overarching story, it's hinted at, not explicitly stated.
Yep. I mean, the big thing about modern comics these days is that when you're talking about, you're usually talking about Big Two, which the Big Two prioritize their stories around the characters that are known. So you got about 50 plus years of stories that have been told about these characters, and they're pretty much been told. There's nothing new you could do with them, aside from letting them grow old.
That's an error! Oh god, Grandpa Wolverine's having a geriatric moment. Listen here, you little shit, don't make me slice and dice you with my adamantium claws. Yeah, the last time you popped those bastards, it took a week to get them back in. I don't suggest you ching. Alright, Grandpa, you're gonna be mad later. Enjoy regrowing your manhood a few dozen times over the next week.
Yeah, I think that's one reason why they keep on bringing up Peter Parker and Mary Jane, because they don't want him to have a relationship that lasts.
Yeah.
Or Bruce Wayne and Selena Kyle.
Well, they've come out, and I mean, like actively out. Like I believe Marvel no longer likes Peter Parker. Like I literally think they hate Peter Parker. Because they put him in the worst, shittiest positions. Especially like, I don't know if you guys remember when they had him go into Latveria as a corporate spy and like fight like Doc Doom on his thing. I'm like, dude, Peter Parker would not do that. He is like the everyday man. He would not be doing something like that.
It's funny to watch him reach. Just let him reach. It's funny. It's funny. Let them flail about, be stupid, because they'll do the Reeve thing, and then we all get to laugh at them. Please let them do the Reeve thing.
Yeah.
I need a good hearty chortle. It is healthy for the soul.
I remember when there was this big controversy about Batwoman not being allowed to get married, and everyone who got enraged by that said it was homophobic. But the thing is, they don't let any of the characters get married or be in committed relationships and are happy.
Or if they are married, they're gonna break them up.
Right?
Unless you're Superman.
No, they broke Superman and Lois up. Yeah, okay. They literally when they finished Rebirth, when they kind of went back, when dipshit took over, he literally that first Bendis took over, he literally had within 1 to 2 issues, Lois and Clark divorced, basically breaking up, and she was raising Jonathan by herself.
He broke up the super family.
Yep.
Like, he did everything he could to, like, he robbed us of super sons. That dude can suck all the dirty, rotten.
Not just super sons, but we also lost, the great dynamic between. There's a reason why Lois and Clark and Superman have lasted for as long as they did since the 90s, because they are like the quintessential couple. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. But that's the point. They are a quintessential couple. We're talking about people who can't even handle proper relationships with their parents. I'm not gonna say, I got the healthiest relationship with my parents all the time, but hey, at least I'm willing to admit it. These people aren't even willing to admit that. All right, that's the problem. We're talking about individuals who are so. Have you ever heard what a heterectomy is? If I have to explain it to you, I will.
Okay.
Alright, I swear, because someone's head is so far up their ass, you have to install a glass plate in their stomach so they can see and walk around and shit. That's these people, alright? They don't understand. Just because they can't seem to do this and, achieve that goal doesn't mean other people haven't done that and whatnot. And just because they don't know how to write about it, well, why don't you stop being, find out. Talk to a girl. Stop being afraid. Stop being creeper feminists that is ew. Ew, that's all I have to say. Because these guys are all that same way. I'm just saying. They all preach the same thing. They're all that same, just kind of like, you look like you might be, do you have your whistle on you? That's all I'm saying. And so, why else do you think they break these couples up? They don't understand, because they haven't taken the time to learn. Like, they haven't taken time to get in a relationship, find out what it's like to have a healthy marriage or whatever, whatnot, because they've never been married.
Well, Alonzo, what's his name was, but then he, and then he cockoed his, he simped his wife out.
See, because they don't. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They don't know how to have normal fucking relationships, man.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I could go on a whole rant about that, but then I'd be bringing up a whole lot of religion, and this would become an entirely different show. So yeah, MacKinnon Chronicles! You need to get you some MacKinnon Chronicles! Before I start going down that rabbit hole, you need it in your life, America. Listen here, America. What you need to do is you need to head over the Kickstarter Indiegogo, and you need to back that book. You need to back it so the reticuloids and the soy cannot be entering into your mind and getting you to be like these very same people that I was about to go on a rant about. No soy for you, because you don't want to be like them, because they're just sad people. Who make me glad, I at least have someone to laugh at. Just saying. Waka waka.
Of course.
But no, but seriously though, I mean, but that's the whole point though, is the MacKinnon Chronicles is not a drab, ultra realistic, dry comic. It is what people are wanting, something that escapes them from all their problems and so on and so forth, unlike other books that we will leave nameless for the time being. And yeah, and that's why people need to go back that book right now.
Yep. Back that book. Back that book. Back the book.
Yeah, right.
Back the book.
Because gotta remember gotta shill it with some life, man. Where's your soul, bro? Where is your soul?
somewhere dead.
Well, you're a writer. That's I'm just saying, if you're a writer and you still have some semblance of soul left, you have everyone looking at you like he is the chosen one. Just saying. Other writers look at you like you're the one chosen from above to not end up burnt out and frazzled, all your personal relationships completely destroyed because you spend all your time in front of your computer writing. I'm just saying. I'm not gonna judge you. No judgment from me, bro. No judgment from me.
You know, I gotta say that there's probably something to the whole Harlan Ellison approach to life, since he ended his life. He ended up ending his life with happy marriage and a lot of money.
There you go. At least somebody managed to.
Talk about a brilliant writer, though. Harlan Ellison is phenomenal. You know. Sorry.
No. I'm just on one of my, joke tangents, because why not? It's like, I am not letting us go to... Remember the rule, gentlemen. We do not talk about negative things on the show anymore. We talk about what we love, not what we hate. We do the Rose Tico around here. Yeah, we do the Rose Tico.
Don't say yourself like that.
Yeah, I say everything's fair game. That's just the way I am. I don't care.
I'm making a joke about you can't destroy what you love by destroying what you hate, or you can't save what you love by destroying what you hate. And it's like, well, I mean, it's kind of true. Let them destroy themselves. Why do we need to keep ragging on them? We already know they're shit comics. That's why we're here. Because indie comics aren't shit. And you need them in your life. Back it now.
Of course, there are some people that aren't that great, but...
Back it now, or Matt sets up an OnlyFans. I'm just saying.
Oh, God,
no. Please, Matt, don't. So I went to the comic book shop today, picked up my comics, for the last couple weeks, because I usually go every 2-3 weeks. And right now, like, the only thing I'm pretty much getting is Vampirella and stuff like that. But so I was talking with the one of the guys behind the counter, and I was like, what's your view on this whole Penguin House with Marvel going to Penguin House? Well, here to find out that technically, like, they're doing a third, like, there's a middleman in between Penguin House and the comic book retailers. It's not directly from Penguin House to the comic book retailers. So, and there's speculation that it's still Diamond.
Oh.
Huh.
So.
Well then.
Yeah. this move for we're getting this new pop. We're gonna go to a new distributor. Well, it's not everything, So they're hiding stuff. It's like, really, guys? Come on, man.
Come on, man.
But in good news, though, I got my niece. She went today with, and she's been getting more and more into comics and stuff like that. So, which is good.
Get while they're young, so they don't have money for drugs. I'm just saying, get them hooked while they're young, so they don't have money for drugs.
No buying that cocaine yacht.
Right. I'm just saying, you don't have money for drugs if all you have money for is magic cards, collectibles, and comic books.
Yeah, for sure. But she's been reading, because she's younger, so she's been reading, a lot of stuff I'm getting for purchase recommending and stuff like that. So that's the stuff I've been kind of grabbing for her. Because his daughter's about the same age, So, I've been grabbing stuff that he's been recommending for, my niece and stuff, which is cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
But at least I'm supporting the fact that, her reading comics or reading manga and stuff like that. So,
like I said, get them hooked while they're young, and they will never have money for drugs.
nothing for blow. Nothing for.
Exactly, man. I speak that true. You know I do. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
Sure.
So Matt, okay, so like, how many issues do you plan on having with MacKinnon Chronicles?
All of them.
I actually don't have a set number, so as long as stories go, I guess.
Okay.
As
I know
long
you.
as the stars will allow him to reach.
And I know you also said you opened up the universe for other writers to come into, correct?
Yep. Basically, I've got a careers guide in there with the basics of the universe, such as the factions, some information about characters, how to build a fleet in the universe, as well as how space warfare works and tactics.
Okay.
Yep. He's even let me produce a CalArts cartoon called Backdecks, where it's gonna be kind of like Star Trek Lower Decks, but good.
Nothing with CalArts is ever good. Sorry.
I know, but I had to make the joke. I mean, I had everyone at but good. Let's just be honest. That was the pitch. Like Lower Decks, but good.
It's a shame that we've devolved animation into such a cluster mess. It's like, where are the days of good animation? Oh, that's right. Americans can't do good animation unless it's like, DC stuff, because, that comes from Korea. Almost all their...
They don't play over in Korea. They don't play.
Well, it seems like every from Korea, since even there are some.
They do a lot of in between stuff. Like, I know Dr. Movie is in Korea. A lot of stuff. Like, a lot of your animes animated over in Korea. So, and that's the thing, is what's amazing is, like, they are so artistic, and they can create all these different styles.
If I remember, wasn't Aeon Flux also animated over in Korea?
Yes, it was. Yep, Aeon Flux was animated there. I believe.
I want to know what's funny. The same company that did Aeon Flux did the music video for Britney Spears' "Break the Ice."
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
But the same thing with the Simpsons were done in Korea too. A lot of Fox's animation. Yeah, a lot of Fox's animation is all done over there. So, it's interesting to see, that where good stuff comes out of. I'm just hoping that I know why they do CalArts is because it's cost effective. It's cheaper. Doesn't mean...
And low standards.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's why, like, the whole point of the joke is, though, take that art style and improve. You can make the art style work if you actually tell a decent story. Like, you can have it be funny if you actually have good jokes.
I mean, doesn't Steven Universe, like, I've never watched it. Like, apparently Steven Universe, like, originally was good. Like, but, I'm not saying anything for the later stuff, but, like, the earlier stuff was supposed to be pretty good.
Well, yeah.
And
then it will work like everything else.
It just devolved into a cluster.
Mm-hmm. Because, you know.
You know, like where I think like CalArts could work is stuff like when you're dealing with like super exaggerated stuff. You know what I mean? You know, that's where that art style could really do well. But you know, it's like it's affecting everything. Like I was talking with my niece today. We stopped by Target today, and I picked up Lady J from GI Joe, and so we were talking about it, and she showed me the new ponies. And I'm like, what the hell is this crap? Like, they went with that style with My Little Pony. It's like, what the heck are you guys doing? It's like almost every major franchise, like, devolves into crap. They did it with Thundercats, you know. It's like, really, guys?
Yep. For real. For real, for real.
It's funny how they're talking about how
Lost you there for a second, Matt.
Oh boy.
We got, it's funny.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I heard about how they were trying to say that only because every 15-minute episode, they were 15-minute episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You went out for
So,
me, so like
26
halfway through.
episodes.
So you came in and were like, and they were 15-minute episodes. And I was like, okay.
Okay, so claim that Thundercats.
We lost him again.
Rorhat was going to. Well then.
Yeah.
Right back.
You're not just being a dick right now, dude.
Yeah, the internet's being a real pain in the friggin' butt.
That internet.
It's raining now, so.
What's that?
It's raining.
Yep.
Hey, it's 2021. How is the rain still affecting your internet?
That's Comcast.
Hashtag reasons.
That's Comcast.
Oh, okay, yeah. So they haven't put down their they haven't. I guess they haven't put down their shielding cable yet in that out in there yet.
I guess not.
Yeesh.
Internet or their. Yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That's sad. Matt? Well, looks like we might be losing Matt here in a moment, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh boy.
Oh,
yeah.
there he is.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Matt.
Yeah, that's. Oh, thanks.
We were starting to be like,
Matt. All right, Matt, you need to move. Matt, you need to move from Michigan at this point.
Oh, believe me, I want to.
all right. Yeah, we're gonna figure at this point we're just gonna switch from standard talking like the about the standard, you know, meeting of the mind, or you know, the MacKinnon Chronicles and whatnot. We're gonna put this down here in the right hand corner so we can keep track of it, though. Should I follow the Kickstarter or the Indiegogo?
I'll put the links for both of them in the chat.
Do it now. Stick a big old drink of beer because I do have both up. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah.
But let me do this for the time being. Ding. Pow! Look at that. I have it in a little corner there. Look like it resembles the awesomeness. All right. And I'm gonna switch back to the MacKinnon Chronicles on the Kickstarter. Alright, this is gonna get switched over to here. I like literally, when I say, oh, that's funny, I switched it from my main screen that's 4K to the side screen that's standard 1080p. It's like, oh, let me shrink that down for you there, bro.
Oh, hey Matt, I just saw you back that one comic, Arachnia, the Adventure Begins. I actually was looking at that a few weeks ago.
Yeah, it looked interesting. It was their first campaign on Kickstarter. Why not?
Yeah.
And since, like I said, now turning into standard stream, let's see, let me check something real quick. Nope. Alright. I was just checking to see if Kuma was still in the other Discord real quick. Alright.
Neil, I'm gonna put the link in the chat.
Alright.
That way you can look at it. But yeah. You know, it's amazing. Like the way the thing is, like they're their first Kickstarter, but they got definitely grand goals. You know, they did get funded. That's the one good thing I will say.
Yep.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
And
So,
all I'm gonna say is don't hate.
Yep.
Because you know, the just because Mythics has been awesome, and you ain't done, you know, what you need to do to get your book together now. Don't mean you get to hate, throw shade at these guys, because they be doing their work. They be putting in that work, ain't that right, Matt? Putting in that work.
Oh,
The only thing I will say is go ahead, Matt.
no, go ahead. You can go ahead.
I was gonna say the only thing that kind of frustrates me is what is up with all these spider-themed superheroes / you know, because there's White Widow, there's this one, and there's like a couple other ones I've looked at that you know, that they're spider-themed.
I think it's more to. It might be more to spin off of the whole Spider-Man popularity.
You know, but good.
Yeah. I mean,
Let's be honest.
with creators, well, more like with bright shoulders that actually care about the characters.
Dude, can we all just admit that we miss the days when all the old, like, franchises and everything were actually awesome to watch and whatnot? You know what I mean?
I think what
I feel like we've
you know, I think really ever since, you know, we've talked about this ever since the fact of, you know, Infinity War, Endgame really was such a letdown. Like, because how else are you going to really top what Infinity War did? You know.
They were more worried about trying to pander and I feel like they didn't want to actually, if you will, fulfill the promises they had made and the great instead wanted to start
Shiva, bane of sailors, Kitora calls
Well,
you
I think the other problem too is, so I don't know where you guys sit. Why are you going to blow your load on your biggest baddest villain? You know what I mean? You know, I like, for me, like, there's other villains I think you could have done before, you know, Thanos. You know, there's Kang the Conqueror, you know, why they went to Slovakia. It could have easily worked, well, I mean, it couldn't have at the time because of the fact of, you know, Fox still owned Fantastic Four. But, there's still a lot of other, I mean, they could have worked around it. They did it with Scarlet Witch and, Quicksilver. They could have done something different with, you know, brain part there for a second.
I get it. They could have actually tried to go for the number and not just go straight Thanos right off the bat.
Yeah, right.
Oh, wait, well, you see, we were trying to do Thanos, we were trying to,
Well, yeah, you know, why do you take your Infinity Gauntlet line, and which is like one of your best-selling lines, and blow your load? Like, you know, there is, yeah, like Neo said, Kang the Conqueror, Count Nefario, the Masters of Evil, you have, Squadron Supreme, you have Ultra, you know, there's so many other, like, big villains they could have done. They could have done more with Baron Zemo. You know what I mean? Like, there is, like...
now, but I kind of feel like it's a letdown, though.
Well, after you blow... Well, that's the same thing, like, when you, like, kind of like when you blow your load on Darkseid, at least with you know, Justice League, you know, they still used Steppenwolf, and Darkseid was in the background, like, he wasn't a threat per se, you know, but they still...
what Darkseid normally does.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm gonna send my Vanguard, like, the reason why War, like, that storyline was so unique was the fact that they had Darkseid start fighting right off the bat. But at least it made sense with him having been infiltrating Earth for months at this point.
Right.
Alright. But with someone like Thanos, who's very much a on-the-ground, like, I feel like the only thing that they could do now is go up against something on a celestial level. But that's the thing, Thanos was on the celestial level, and it's like, okay, what are the other celestials out there?
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, you have the Eternals, you know.
They're and yes, while they are all dicks, I mean, not all of them
Heels
are.
bitter.
Just 99.9% of them are.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Neo says they could have probably used someone like Desparo for the Justice League as a villain. Yep. I mean, there is like to me, like, if I ever do a superhero movie, I am not gonna blow my load on the biggest villain out of all time. You know what I mean? Because there are other great villains. We have, well, you have like we said, you know, Kang the Conqueror. You have Namor, who easily could have been a villain, you know, starting out as a villain, and then he becomes, you know, he starts moving into as an anti-hero. You could have did the whole build-up of Infinity Gauntlet for years and years. Then there's still Adam Strange. Like, the whole thing with the Infinity Gauntlet, they tease Adam Strange with Guardians of the Galaxy 2, but they never bring him in at all. And he was a huge part of the Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah. Oh. No, I can hear you. You know, it's like, I just don't get it. It's like, while I like what Kevin Feige has done for the most part, I just think that I don't think they really had any concrete plans past phase 1. Everything else to me sounds like they're just trying to come up with something. You know what I mean? I don't know how you guys feel. I agree. I mean, like I said, with Kang the Conqueror, heck, they could have brought the whole thing with Tony Stark. They could have brought in Arno Stark, and him, like what he does and stuff like that. You know what I mean? There's like so much they could have done. Avengers Assembled. They could have done a true Civil War, not like the Civil War that we got. Like the Civil War we should have had, what should have been like multiple movies, like and a build up. You know. You know. I mean, heck, he could have. I mean, the whole fact of Red Skull, like to me, like Red Skull should have been back. Like they completely just like dropped that whole thing with him. Are you sure that's what it was? Because he did.
Yeah. He doesn't like doing sequels.
Dude, what? What what did he? What do you think that? Like, I think Hugo Weaving. Like, I think he was probably one of the best villains that Marvel has done. Like, I loved Hugo Weaving as Red Skull. Like everything they did with him, like I bought it. Like I bought him as Red Skull. Like there, you know what I mean? I don't know how you guys felt. Like I think he made a better villain than even Ultron was. Like once again, there's another drop of the ball. So we do Ultron for one movie. One movie. Ultron is a big bad, almost on the threat level of Thanos. Why are we only giving Ultron one movie? Well, once again, I think it comes back to the fact of, that they didn't have any plans. They literally did not have any plans.
No, and it's like the best way I can describe it. They didn't have any plans. They also didn't. They had plans. They just didn't have a cohesive plan. Like me,
okay.
Alright? You put me in charge of a comic book. Like, alright, let's say we had me put in charge of the Indieverse, alright? I had access to everyone that comes on the Meeting of Minds characters, and I'm set up to make a cohesive narrative. Well, I'm going to try to pull it out to where I have so many years, and I mean so many years, thought up ahead, because that's what I do. I'm going to have each character's story arcs that play out within the overarching story arc, and where the stories cross over and everything and whatnot, set up long in advance. And I'm just going to say, this is what I want. Here's the if you will, restrictions. Here's what needs to be done. Have fun. Do everything else you can just have fun with. Like, and take like the Ant-Man, alright? You would not believe how many people did not want to see Ant-Man because of how it looked, and I was like, no, because you're thinking of Ant-Man as a superhero movie. Ant-Man's not a superhero movie. Ant-Man is a heist movie that just so happens to have superheroes. Once I dropped that little nugget on him, the whole movie makes sense to him at that point. It's like, wait, oh, it's not a okay. You're looking at it from the wrong angle. Like, I would encourage doing things like that, though, because that would give people the ability to have some fun with these characters. Well, I didn't. Apparently, I started a TED Talk.
What? Sorry, no, I had to run to the restroom. I apologize.
No. You shall be forgiven. Only this time.
You know, it's just, yeah. I'm sorry. Repeat what you said because I missed part of it. So.
No, just basically going on about how if I did it, if I was put in charge of, a movie franchise like that, I would have everything. Okay. So I'm gonna use DC just so I can go ahead and hammer the nail home. All right. DC. This way, characters. We all know these characters. We all know the storyline. Okay, Green Lantern. Let's start with where we're at right now, actually. Let's start with where we're at right now. Alright. First off, and we're just going to do overarching within this, like, a kind of fusion of Snyderverse and what I would do. Alright?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, how do you give me a break? Because it's going to be a... What the fuck, y'all's little brains? All epic mealtime style. Just imagine bacon on everything. Alright. So, start off with my main man, the Batman. First off, the Batman's going to be him and Deathstroke. We're going to follow that up on that Lex Luthor giving him his name and everything. The Jesse Eisenberg, I'd be telling him, dude, you're hitting the gym. No, shut the fuck up and go to the gym. You're getting swole. I would have him literally get beefcaked out, alright? So he can play, he's got the personality. I just need him swole. Once he's swole, he can be Lex Luthor, dude. I guarantee you. You get him big, and you'll be like, oh, that's a believable Lex Luthor then. Because he's got the personality. Alright? But anyway, Batman. The Deathstroke Batman fight would happen. I would have literally in the Batman would be the setup of Jason Todd, or not Jason Todd, but Tim Drake, Robin, and be same reason as in the comics. He's gotten extremely violent, so on and so forth, and he's been watching Batman, and so not really giving Batman a choice, just as much the detective. I would have Dick Grayson still alive. Dick Grayson pops up. He's, of course, Nightwing. I would establish that the Teen Titans are a thing. He left, basically, the best way to put it, when he left Batman, he set up Young Justice, which are now coming out as the Teen Titans, if that makes sense. Like, they're keeping the Young Justice brand as covert ops, but their public face is the Teen Titans. This way I can keep the two. Alright? I would have literally the second movie in Batman be him up against probably Mr. Freeze, just so we could finally get a good on-screen Mr. Freeze.
Why not Calendar Man? Or Condiment King?
Because, yeah, and they will be on screen, but they will be jokes. I'm just saying. But, no, actually, if I did anything, like, I'd do lame Killer Moth and have it end with awesome Killer Moth. Like, that would be funny as shit. But, no, it'd be Mr. Freeze, and then end with the Joker. Alright, and I'd keep Jared Leto's Joker.
No! No! Please!
I would just get rid of all the tattoos.
No!
Get rid of all the tattoos and get them looking classic.
No! Jared Leto was the worst Joker in the world!
I like it.
I give you a reach around! Come on, man, dude.
Oh my god. Dude, he was playing the Dark Knight Joker!
I don't care. It still sucks.
Literally, when he did that, it sealed him as the Dark Knight Joker for me. It's like, okay, yeah.
No.
I can see it. Even more now, I can see it. But I like that. I'm your only friend. Who else will give you a reach around? Just saying. Like, alright. But anyway, and then after that, I'd probably bring in Damian Wayne, do the whole Batman R.I.P. Because at this point, these will be kind of spaced out a little bit because I want Batman, the whole Batman R.I.P. to be the second story arc. All right, this way we can have our Batman of Aben Zur. I think I said that right. And then have him go on to basically just the final one. It be ending during the build up in the Green Lantern story. What'll be the Blackest Night. So he'll be actually legitimately dying during.
Work
that.
for outsiders. The divine prosecution.
You get the whole idea, though. I think I've made my point. Have a lot of build up. The
Cloud Rest destroyed by shadows.
basically
Could
the
it be
Flash
true?
movies would be the first Flash movie. The first three would be the build up to the marriage of, Barry Allen and Iris West. Second series would be the build up to the death of Iris West, and the third series would be the build up to the return would be the return of Iris West, and then the death of Barry Allen as the Flash, and setting up to Wally West be the Flash. Because I'd be building up, and that would be where everything would be building up, though, would be Crisis on Infinite Earth. So I can change out all the actors and everything and get away with it.
Divines protect you. Just
Because,
as
I'd be
protected
thinking
our
ahead of,
honored
eventually
keepers.
these guys are going to want to leave these roles, so I'd want to have the big final story be a Crisis on Infinite Earths, so I can switch out actors. No one's really going to complain, because that's what the Crisis pretty much did.
Or do Flashpoint, either one. You know what I mean? Either way that you could actually work in the different Batmans or different, Jokers or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the whole point is I'm trying to... I would, if you will, I would have it to where the whole build-up of the story would be this big, massive, multi-universe
Hello. Well
ordeal.
met, friend.
And I'd use it to be that moment where
Pardon,
I could
she's
switch
sorry,
out
but
actors,
have we
people
met
were getting tired
before?
of playing, like, Henry
Well,
Cavill
no,
is tired of
but
playing
I was
Superman.
hoping to
Okay, now we get someone
conduct
young
some
and
business
play him.
of a
You know what I mean?
personal nature
Someone
with
young
you.
and to play Batman.
This one has
They
no
want to play
idea what you're
Wonder Woman,
talking
so
about.
on.
And why are you whispering?
Let's keep our voices down.
Too bad,
shall we?
unfortunately,
I
we're
was
probably not
wondering
going to get
if
any
you
more
could
Henry
help me with
Cavill as
my
Superman
Sweet tooth, if you catch my drift.
I agree.
at this point.
This one
I agree.
understands your
I'm so
meaning.
mad.
You
And-
seek
Yeah.
something for this
And
sweet
more-
tooth
no
of
more
yours,
Ben
yes?
Affleck Batman.
Yes. Now can you provide?
Well, he's going to be
You are
in.
very
He is in
determined to
Flashpoint.
seek his story out.
Yeah,
After all,
he is
she
in
has
Flashpoint.
the
Now I
finest
haven't heard
personality
anything
in
about
all.
Superman. Like
Of course.
I
Is
know
that
it's
not
supposed to
what
be
you
more
see?
Batman focused because
Perhaps
Michael
it does
Keaton's in
could be
it.
of help.
And a few other ones. So, because Thomas Wayne is in Flashpoint. So my thought is
They better
my
bring back Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I'm just saying. Are we still
what?
for Thomas Wayne? What I would do, I'd bring back Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Well, my theory is, I believe that's the role Michael Keaton's playing. That the '89 Batman was the they're gonna work it into that the '89 Batman was Thomas Wayne.
Even though they called Bruce Wayne throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, even though he's called Bruce Thomas Wayne. Or Thomas Bruce Wayne. They'll come up with something. You know what I mean? That's my.
And
You
his
know.
backstory is also his parents dying. It wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. But if they're awesome, they'll build up to a Batman Beyond. That has Michael Keaton. That would be gangster. Don't act like it wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that they're actually going back and they're actually they're actually doing it. You know what I mean?
Well, it's because
that they're bringing.
They're trying to get the fans that they've pissed off back to the table.
This is
now
true.
it's like one of my favorite memes about this whole debacle is it's the scene from the Snyder cut of Justice League where Aquaman's pointing at the Flash on the steps outside of Heroes Park. You know what I'm talking about? And he's like, and Flash is like, I'm so sorry. Yet it's like, it's the fans looking at the WB board of directors. I'm so sorry. I'm just saying, dude. Where the hell am I going?
I don't know where you're going.
Good question.
I'm just sitting here.
But just remember, you're not mailing throwing shade at Brian.
Oh God.
for having girls in bikinis on snowmobiles.
that was so dumb.
I don't even know what you're talking about, and I'm so glad.
So basically, Malin being Malin, basically, throw shade at Brian for this art piece of basically the swimsuit issue, and
Wait, John Malin throwing shade at Brian Ball?
yes.
Yep.
Oh, why? Brian's like, why does everybody fuck with Brian, dude? Brian's like the most chill guy ever. Seriously, why did everybody fuck with Brian? He gets along with everybody.
Because
Because
Go ahead.
oh, because Malin's jealous, I think.
Yep.
Like that just really does irritate the shit out of me. It's like, can we please just leave Brian the fuck alone and let Brian make his silly titty zombie book in peace, please?
Apparently, that's too much to ask for.
Apparently, because everyone seems to be like, oh, let me fuck with this dude for no apparent reason other than I can. And it's like, when he's one of the nicest dudes ever, so it's like, it really just boggles my ever-loving mind as to why we have... It'd be different, alright?
Holy crap.
If he was one of those guys that was always starting some drama or so on and so forth, but he's not. The dude literally doesn't start drama, he just posts memes and risque pictures of women with hashtag not my xenotype.
Yeah, so and that's the thing that's so frustrating. It's like, Brian, like he all he's focused on is doing art and putting art out and putting out books. And you got this freaking guy who comes along, like Matt said, I backed the first thing of Graveyard Shift. I thought it was okay. Like, it wasn't, like, the greatest thing out there, even though Malin, like, pumped it up to be. Like, I think Malin is a great artist. He's not a good writer, in my opinion.
Actually, you know something funny? He paid a writer to write that book.
Cody Waves, he wrote it. I thought Cody Waves. Oh, okay, yeah, because it was a joint. Well, like a lot of people said, like, one of the biggest things on the one comment. I don't know if you saw the one comment. Like, everybody said, like, that book should have been split across like 2-3 issues to actually get a better story. But Malin had to rush it out because you know how they are. They have to have like.
You've returned intact. How wonderful.
So many pages within a book.
A bit too much, but
I
see, clever, but a bit.
Honestly, I didn't even think it was that great. Anyway, I the most that really turned me off to Malin was when he had that baby explode out of the woman's chest, out of the woman's stomach.
With this lovely feather, your mask is complete.
That was in the first issue, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Like, it's like he touted it to be X-Men versus Monster Hunters. Yeah, no, it was nothing like X-Men versus Monster Hunters. At least Brian tells you, hey, it's a zombie titty book. I got a zombie titty book.
Literally, that's what he will literally call it, a stupid zombie titty book.
Yep. And the zombies really aren't even a major part of the story. But he still plays with it. Have fun.
Really,
yeah, to be honest, I forget about the zombies.
Let's be honest, really about a story about dealing with PTSD and like has a lot of really tragic themes in it and so on and so forth, that just so happens to have zombies in it, but it's wrapped up in a lot of really dark jokes, and you know, it's got titties. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, if it offends you, I'm sorry. Obviously, you haven't hung out with enough military. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that is just yeah.
Well, I remember that one time, that one controversy he was in, where it was from someone who was a vet. So,
Dude, what the hell is this shit? Another person died.
Oh.
Who died?
Some guy was arrested on a misdemeanor marijuana charge. He was taken into county jail. The officers restrained him and pepper sprayed him and covered his head with a hood. What the hell are these guys doing? Like, you know, what? Dude, do people not learn?
We stick to that rule. Like, you get me when I do it. And
I know.
No. You know me. You know how hard this is for me. You know, Matt knows. Everyone knows how hard this is for me. This is what you're talking about my realm.
So.
Yeah, MacKinnon Chronicles. So what's up, dude? What's up? So, like, you're gonna have cities flopping everywhere, zombies and whatnot, or is it gonna be straight, like, sci-fi and, like, Star Trek? Like, I will come over, double fist punch to original series style, or, like, yes, you know, engage and whatnot, and be proper dignified as the next generation.
Well, there'll be combat, similar to the Wrath of Khan. There is titties, but it's for a NSFW cover. And yeah, there's an NSFW cover. I learned from Brian.
You play to the dirty heathen.
Why not?
Right.
Plus the fact that, well, when you look at space, when you got people who live in space, they're not going to care much about modesty.
But, you know, still. I mean, but no zombies, so. And
yeah.
Whatnot.
No zombies.
No zombies,
but,
no werewolves, no, none of that, no vampires. So.
I mean, Regina's in it.
But, well, I mean. Being a soulless ginger and being a vampire are not necessarily the same thing. Necessarily.
Well, you know, everyone makes jokes about gingers.
Hey, mind you. Who? Like, well, you know, your main character in the movie will be played by strong black women.
Oh, I won't have that. I won't stand for that, honestly.
You don't have it any other way, I know.
Because,
You gotta make
Go
sure,
ahead.
you gotta make sure representation, it matters. It matters, Matt. It matters.
look, if they try to change anything about the character, I am going to go in there Harlan Ellison style and kick their ass. I mean, I'm not, and that's yeah.
But what's supremacy? I gotta make the jokes.
Oh yeah, I mean, they could represent the disabled after I'm done with them.
Guys.
Yes.
Guys.
So we were kind of wondering where Slick ended, where Slick has been.
Yeah.
He's in jail.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna send to you guys. Brian just sent it to me.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you guys in the text channel.
Like, what do you mean text channel? Everything's over the stream.
No, in the Nerd Over 30 text channel.
Okay, I got you. I got you.
Holy crap.
Well then.
I mean,
Huh.
I did not know that was his name. Well, that just, yeah. Sorry for killing the stream, guys.
yeah, well.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
that's a way to kill a stream.
well, I mean, wow. Like,
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done.
that was. I mean, we don't know for sure if it's him. Do we?
No, Brian confirmed it. It is him.
Oh, wow.
No, you know, that's the thing is, did they classify Sugar Lightspeed as, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? I'm just saying. Wow. Wow. Just wow. I mean, that.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, how's everybody going out there today, eh? I mean, yeah, I think this might be a good place to end the stream there, Timmy.
Hey, so Neostar says, why haven't they used MODOK as a villain? They missed a huge chance to use him in Iron Man 3 with AIM.
I know.
He says, Age of Ultron more like Weekend at Ultron.
Right.
You know, Ant-Man, he said also Ant-Man still has a lot of evil scientists to use.
Right.
They made a mistake with every Avengers movie and event. Most of the Marvel movies have or either escalated to the world crisis during antagonists to maintain the threat.
Right.
So.
But I think we're gonna go ahead and
Yeah.
call it quits. We'll continue this conversation off air here in a minute. So, Matt.
Well, wait a minute.
Where can everybody find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Mat Trinh, and that's pretty much it. The Kickstarter and Indiegogo campaigns links are in the chat.
I'll make sure to add them to the actual meeting of the minds here in a bit. All right, and Chuck, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on all the interwebs at Sporkman Studios.
Nice.
So there is the only place. That is the only place.
Word. And as always, you folks can find me on the Twitters at Brainiac420. You can find me everywhere else at Bob Jones Comic Wars, and I shall catch you folks later.